Hi guys, welcome back. Today is our day 5. In the last 4 sessions, what we have covered. In the first session, we covered about our course, what are the prerequisites, course content, duration, fee structure and all. And in the second session, we understood about software project details, what is project, why we need to develop a project, how many types of projects available in the market, what is the software project architecture, what technologies we are going to use to develop a software project, and what are the technologies that we can use with multiple permutations and combinations, what is front end, what is back end, what is database, we understood. Then in the day 3, we discussed about several tools which we need to learn as a DevOps engineer and what is the purpose of each tool that we discussed. And in the day 4, that was yesterday, we understood what is the DevOps and why we need to use this DevOps in the IT industry. DevOps is a culture, and we can say DevOps is a process, and we can say DevOps nothing but set of best practices that we are following to simplify our project build and deployment process to the client. And we also understood what are the roles and responsibilities of DevOps engineer in the IT industry. As a DevOps engineer, we are responsible for infrastructure setup, we are responsible for configuration management, responsible for source code repositories management, responsible for pipeline creation and pipelines management to deploy our application with the continuous integration and continuous delivery. We are also responsible for project build and deployment, and we are responsible to perform the code review. We are responsible for application release process, and we are responsible for application monitoring and infrastructure monitoring. And in order to perform these operations in the project, we are going to use several tools. What are the tools and what is the purpose of each tool also we discussed in the yesterday session. Today, let us understand what is IT infrastructure and how many ways we can set up that IT infrastructure. Because if you see in our DevOps engineer roles and responsibilities, the very first thing that I have given infrastructure setup. So what is the meaning of infrastructure? Okay, so let us understand what is IT infrastructure and how we are going to set up that infrastructure in the real time in order to run our projects. Okay, so what is the infrastructure? To run a software company, we need several resources. The resources that are required to run our business is called as infrastructure. For example, if I want to run one school, then what is required? A building is required for me. Then in that building, I need to set up some electricity. Okay. Then in that building, I need to set up tables for the students, and I need to set up chairs for the students, and I need to set up boards to teach the class. Okay. So like this, we need lot of resources in order to run one school. So this is infrastructure that is required to run a school. Similarly, if I want to run one hotel business, then again I need to take one big building. In that building, I need power. That means electricity is required, and kitchen material is required for that. Okay. Then I need tables, and I need chairs, and I need plates. Okay. So like this, lot of things are required in order to run a hotel. So the things, the resources which are required to run the hotel is called infrastructure. The resources that are required in order to run a school is called infrastructure. Similarly, if I want to run one software project or in order to run one software company, to run a software company, we need to purchase several resources. So let me talk about a project. To run a software project, then we need to purchase below resources. Those resources is called as those resources are called as infrastructure. To run a school, several resources are required. To run a hotel, several resources are required. Those resources are called as infrastructure. Similarly, if I want to run one software project, then we need several resources. What resources are required? we need to purchase several machines, guys. Okay, we need to purchase several computers. Those are called machines, or we can call them as servers. Then to run these machines, we need to set up network for the machines, and for these machines we need to set up power. Electricity is required for these machines. Okay, and along with this, for these machines we need to have some storage. Okay, and whatever the data that we are storing, we need to maintain backup for that storage, and we need to maintain security also for these machines. Okay, in order to run one software project, then we need below resources. We need below resources. What resources are required? Machines are required, network is required, power is required, storage is required, backup is required for that machines, security is required for those machines. Now, in order to maintain all these things, to manage all these things, we need a building. For that building, security guards are required. For that building, we need security guards, and we need employees also. Okay, machines setup, network setup, storage setup, and backup setup, security setup. For all these things, one person cannot manage. We need to recruit some employees, and we need to pay the salary for those employees. So a lot of infrastructure we need to maintain in order to run one software project. Okay, so whatever the resources that are required for our software project, the resources we are going to call as infrastructure. Whatever the resources are required in order to run our software project is called as infrastructure. To run a school, some infrastructure required. To run a hotel, some infrastructure required. Similarly, to run a software project, then we need some resources. The above resources we are calling as infrastructure. Machines required, databases are required, guys. DB servers are required. Database is required. Network is required, power is required, storage is required, backup is required, security is required. So many things are required. Those things which are required to run our project, those things are called as IT resources, or we can say those are called as IT infrastructure. Then how to manage this infrastructure? We can maintain this infrastructure in two ways, guys. Whatever the infrastructure is required to run a project, we can maintain that infrastructure in two ways. What are the two ways in order to maintain our infrastructure? That is, one is called on-prem infrastructure. One is called as on-prem infrastructure. Then second one is cloud infrastructure. Whatever the resources that are required in order to run our application, those resources is called as infrastructure. That infrastructure we can maintain in two ways. What are the two ways in order to maintain our infrastructure? One is called as on-prem infrastructure, and the second one is called as cloud infrastructure. So what do you mean by on-prem infrastructure? What is the meaning of on-prem infrastructure? On-prem infrastructure nothing but you purchase and you manage everything on your own. Okay, purchase and manage everything. Purchase and manage everything on your own. That is called on-premises infrastructure. So on-prem infrastructure nothing but our own infrastructure. Whatever is required. How many computers are required? You purchase them. What are the database required? You purchase them. You set up the electricity. You set up the network. You set up the power. You set up the storage. You set up ACs for your room. Everything you need to purchase on your own, and you need to manage the things on your own. If you are doing like that, then it is called as on-prem infrastructure, or we can say on-premises infrastructure. On-premises, on-prem means we need to purchase and we need to manage resources to run our business. You purchase and manage everything on your own. On-prem means we need to purchase and we need to maintain our resources to run our business, to run our project. So if you are doing like this, there are several problems available. If you are managing your infrastructure, there are some challenges available. So we have several challenges when we go with the on-prem infrastructure. What are the challenges available? The first thing is lot of money investment. The first thing that is lot of money investment. You need to spend crores of rupees in order to purchase the infrastructure. You need to take a big building. For that building, electricity, network, storage, ACs, security guard, employees, resources, everything you need to take care of on your own. So for that, lot of investment is required. So only money not sufficient. Along with the money, you need manpower. You can go and purchase 100 computers, but who will connect the wires to those computers? Who will set up the network for those computers? Who will set up the storage for those computers? Security for those computers? Security guards to monitor? Who will set up the ACs for your rooms to make sure your systems are not getting heat? Okay, who will monitor your machines? Who will take care of your machines? Who will observe your building? Who will secure your building? Who will secure your data in the available in that machine? So lot of money you need to invest in order to purchase this infrastructure, and you need to set up so many people. You need to recruit so many people. Lot of manpower is required in order to manage your infrastructure. Okay, and the next one, you should be take care of network issues. Okay, today there is a heavy rain in your location. Very heavy rain is available. Because of that rain, your internet is not working. Then what you will do? Is it in your hands? No. Due to heavy rain in our area, so you have office. Your office available in one area. In that area, heavy rain. Because of heavy rain, power is not there. Power cut. Electricity is not there. Network is not there. Then what you will do? You are responsible for that. You need to take care of network issues. You need to take care of network issues. And you need to take care of scalability issues. Scalability nothing but today you have 100 computers, but these 100 computers are not sufficient. Immediately you need another 100 computers. Within fraction of seconds, can you bring another 100 computers? You need to check money, and you need to check the space to set up the computers. You need to check people are available to bring the computers, to set up the computers, to install the required softwares in the computers. Who will manage them? Where to keep those machines? What about the power supply? What about the network connectivity? What about the storage for those machines? What about the electricity for those machines? Scalability issues you need to handle. And the next problem, availability. 24/7, your machines should be up and running. Then only your business will run. You cannot say that today there is power cut in our area, our systems are stopped, our projects are not working. Can you tell that to the client? No. You need to take care of availability. 24/7, your systems should be up and running. Your servers should be up and running. Customers should be able to access your application at any point of time. So you need to take care of availability. And the next one, security of your data, security of your systems. Who will secure your room, your office security, your systems security, your data security available in the system? You need to take care of that. So if you want to run a software project, then you need to purchase these things. So if you are purchasing all these things on your own and you are managing on your own, that is called as on-premise infrastructure. Okay, you have money, you are Karodpati, you have money, you purchased everything that is required for your project. You purchased everything that is required for your project. But how to manage that? who will manage that infrastructure. Who will manage that infrastructure? Okay, and you need to take care of all these things, and you need to take care of backup. What about the backup? Okay, so today some earthquake happened in your area, your building collapsed, your systems crashed, your building collapsed. What about your data? How you will recover your data? Where is your data backup? How do you recover the data from that? Systems which are corrupted, systems which are collapsed, your total building is collapsed, your systems are gone, your servers are gone, your data is gone. How do you get it back? Backup and recovery. So these all are the challenges we need to face. You should be ready to face these challenges. You should be ready to handle these challenges when you want to maintain the infrastructure on your own. So if you are managing your infrastructure on your own, that is called on-prem infrastructure. Okay, so when you are going for on-prem infrastructure, you should be ready to deal with all these challenges. Okay, what are the challenges we need to deal, guys? Okay, security and privacy, scalability, availability, network issues, disaster recovery, all these things you need to take care on your own. Okay, if you are dealing with every day some issue will be there. Some days power issue, some day network issue, one day network issue, one day employees issue, power issue, security issue, availability, scalability. Every day you need to deal with these challenges. So as a business owner, you are responsible. Employee means he will work like an employee. He will not work like an owner. They will come by 11 o'clock. They will go by 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Their work is completed. But you need to deal with all these issues as a business owner. When you are dealing with all these issues as a business owner, then how you will concentrate on your business growth, how you will concentrate on marketing, how you will concentrate on the sales of your business. So you need to compromise on the business part if you are dealing with infrastructure. Are you getting my point? So these all are the problems available when you go with the infrastructure management in our project. To overcome all the problems of this on-prem infrastructure, nowadays people are going for cloud infrastructure. So to run my project, I need several resources. But the thing is, I don't want to purchase, I don't want to manage all these resources for my business. I don't want to go with the on-prem infrastructure, because if I go for on-prem infrastructure, several challenges I have to face. So now I am not ready to face these challenges. My concentration on my business development, my business growth, marketing, sales, advertisement, revenue, this is my concentration. I don't want to deal with these power issues, network issues every day. I am not ready to take those challenges. I am ready to grow my business. I want to do investment on the business marketing, business sales, business revenue, business development, not on the power issues, network issues. Are you clear? So that's why nowadays companies are preferring cloud infrastructure. Companies are moving out from the on-prem infrastructure to cloud infrastructure. Sir, what is the meaning of this cloud infrastructure? What is the meaning of cloud infrastructure? Cloud infrastructure is something like tent house in our village. You know tent house? You know tent house in our villages? Come on, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is the tent house will do? What the tent house will do? In our house there is a function. In your house there is a marriage function, guys. So for your marriage function you are inviting 1,000 people. For 1,000 people, you need to arrange chairs, you need to arrange tables, and for your function celebration, one stage with the decoration. For that function stage decoration lighting, one generator for the power supply. Okay, so everything, whatever you need for the function, will you purchase 1,000 chairs for your function? Will you purchase 200 tables for your function? Will you purchase a generator for power supply for your function? Or you will take it for rent from the tent house?
We will take for rent.
If
We'll
you want
take
to
it for
purchase
rent.
1,000 chairs, lot of money. Okay, you have money. Fine. 1,000 chairs you purchased. 2 days you will use your chairs for your function. After that, where you will keep those chairs? Do you have that much space in your house? No. Where you will keep the tables? Where you will keep the generator? So purchasing is first problem. Okay, if you have money, you can purchase, that's fine. But next, management. Where do you keep them? Where do you store them? How do you secure them? So that is difficult. So that's why what we do generally in our functions, 2 days marriage function. For the 2 days function, what we will do? We will pay 1 lakh rupees to the tent house. They will bring their chairs, they will bring their tables, they will bring the stage, they will decorate, they will do the lighting, they will bring the generator, they will supply everything required for the function for 2 days on rental basis. After 2 days function completed, they will take their chairs, tables, generator, they will go to their shop. Our function completed happily. So generator, power supply, whatever the things are required, chairs, tables, everything, that tent house owner will take care of it. You just enjoy your function. You pay 2 lakh or 1 lakh money to them. So they will arrange everything. Whatever the resources required for your function, they will arrange. You pay the money to them. So same concept here also in the software industry. Whatever the resources which are required for our project, instead of we are purchasing, instead of we are maintaining, we will take for rent. That is called cloud computing. So in the layman terminology, cloud computing nothing but take the IT infrastructure for rent. That's it. Are you clear? So instead of going with the on-prem infrastructure, nowadays companies are going for cloud infrastructure, which is called cloud computing. So what is the meaning of this cloud computing? Cloud computing nothing but the process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud. In simple terminology, take your resources, take the resources for rent is called cloud computing. Take the IT resources for rent is called as cloud computing. The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. That means for your project, some machines are required, database required, network required, backup required, storage required, recovery is required. Whatever you want to run your business, it will be provided by other companies on rental basis. That is called cloud computing. The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. So what are the advantages available with the cloud computing? We have several advantages. We have several advantages with the cloud computing. What are those advantages? The first advantage is no investment. You don't need to do any investment. You don't need to spend crores of rupees. Okay. And second advantage is pay as you go. That means whatever you use, you pay for that. If you use 10 machines, you pay for only 10 machines. If you use 20 machines, you pay for only 20 machines. It is like our postpaid bill. It is like our credit card bill. Pay as you go. Whatever you use, you pay for that. You don't need to spend 1,000 computers at a time. If you need 10, take only 10, pay for 10. If you want 20, take 20, pay for only 20. So whatever you use, you pay for that. Cloud computing works based on pay as you go model. Instead of purchasing the computers, you take the computers for rent and you pay the rent for using them. So that is pay as you go model. And the next one, here, no need of management. No need to bother about management issues. No need to deal with the management issues. So they will take care of it. Who is giving the resources for rent? They will take care of the management. Power issues, network issues, availability, scalability, backup, security, storage, their headache. You pay the money, you use the service. Okay. So when you go for on-premises infrastructure, there are several challenges available. To overcome those challenges, we are going for cloud computing. What is the meaning of this cloud computing? The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. We have several advantages with the cloud computing. What are those? First one is no investment. Second one is pay as you go. No investment means you no need to pay any advance amount for them. Whatever you use, you pay for that. Pay as you go. And scalability. They will take care of scalability. You need 10 computers, take it. 20, take it. 30, take it. If you don't want, return. Whenever you want, you can increase the count. When you don't want, you can decrease the count. Scalability, they will provide for you. I want today 10 computers. Okay, today morning I have taken 10. Today night I want 50. Take it. Within fraction of seconds, you can increase the count. Within fraction of seconds, you can decrease the count. Scalability is the advantage that they are going to provide you. And the next one, availability. 24/7, the cloud resources will be available from any location, at any point, from anywhere, from any location. You can access cloud resources. So they will take care of the power, network, and everything. And they will guarantee security for your resources. They will guarantee security for your data. Security is their headache. Backup, restore, they will provide. Backup and restore. Okay. So when you go for the cloud computing, these are the benefits available. You no need to do any investment. Whatever you use, you pay for that. The cloud computing works based on pay as you go model. Scalability will be available. Availability will be there. Security they will provide for your data, and backup and restore facility will be available for your data. And storage. Okay. How much data that you want to store? You can store it. Unlimited storage will be available for you from the cloud computing. So what is the meaning of cloud computing? The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. So instead of we are purchasing and managing the resources to run our business, we will take the resources for rent from the other companies. So that is called cloud computing. So when you want to use IT infrastructure for rent, who will provide infrastructure for rent? Who will give the computers for rent for us? In the online, I want to take computers, database for rent. Who will do that? That's where cloud providers comes into picture. In the market, there are several cloud providers available. So who is called as cloud provider? The companies which are providing IT infrastructure based on pay as you go model are called as cloud providers. The companies which are providing IT infrastructure based on pay as you go model are called as cloud providers. So Amazon is one cloud provider. Microsoft is one cloud provider. Okay. Next one, Google is one cloud provider. Salesforce is one cloud provider. Salesforce is one cloud provider. And the next one, Alibaba, another cloud provider. DigitalOcean, and cloud provider. So like this, there are several cloud providers available in the market. So whatever IT infrastructure is required for your application, instead of you are purchasing that infrastructure, you can take the infrastructure for rent. That is called cloud computing. So through internet, you don't need to go to Amazon company to take for rent. No, everything is online. By using online, you can take infrastructure for rent to run your business. For your project, whatever the infrastructure is required, that infrastructure you can take for rent. So that is called cloud computing. So who is offering this cloud computing? Cloud providers. Who are cloud providers? Any company which is giving IT infrastructure for rent is called cloud provider. There are several cloud providers available in the market. Who are those? Amazon is doing that. Amazon is doing cloud computing business. Microsoft is doing that cloud computing business. Google is doing that. Salesforce is doing that. Alibaba is doing that. DigitalOcean. So Amazon company providing cloud, which is called AWS cloud. Microsoft cloud is called Azure cloud. Google cloud is called GCP. So these are the famous cloud platforms available in the market. So when you see Amazon, Microsoft, Google, the market leader is Amazon, AWS. From so long, in 2006, they started this cloud computing business. From 2006 onwards, this AWS cloud is available in the market. From that time onwards, they started providing the cloud infrastructure. From 2006 onwards, they started providing cloud resources. Okay. So in our course, we are going to learn AWS cloud. So why we are learning this AWS, guys? By using this AWS, we can take IT infrastructure for rent. So in order to run our project, we need some machines, we need a database, we need storage, we need scalability, availability, network, backup, security, whatever the resources which are required to run our business, that is called IT infrastructure. That IT infrastructure we are going to take for rent from the cloud provider. So the company which is giving infrastructure for rent is called cloud provider. How they are providing that infrastructure? Based on pay as you go model. They are providing the infrastructure based on pay as you go model. What is the meaning of pay as you go model? How much you use, you pay for that. So you no need to do any investment, no need to pay any advance amount. Whatever, first you use it like a credit card. Bank will give you credit card. If you use, then you pay for that. Telecom companies are giving SIM cards, postpaid SIM cards. You use it. For your usage, bill will be generated. If you don't use, no bill. So if you go for on-prem, you need to invest money, you need to purchase, and you need to manage. If a business is running, okay. If a business not running, your money is wasted, your time is wasted. So to overcome all the problems available in the on-prem infrastructure, now companies are moving to cloud infrastructure. So by using this cloud infrastructure, we can take IT resources for rent through online. So that process is called cloud computing. The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. So why companies are going for cloud computing? There are several advantages available. No investment, pay as you go, scalability, availability, security, backup, restore, storage to store the data. Storage they are providing. Storage. That storage is also unlimited. There is no limit. Unlimited storage will be available for you from the cloud provider. How much data you want to store, that much data you can store. There is no limit on that. And for your data, they are guaranteed. They will provide the security. And for your data, backup will be available. For your data, restoring facility also will be available. So because of these advantages, from small scale companies to big MNCs also using cloud computing. So as a DevOps engineer, we are responsible to set up the infrastructure for our project. Okay, so what is the meaning of that infrastructure? The resources that are required to run a project, that is called infrastructure. Earlier, long back, 10 years back or 15 years back, companies used it to maintain their own infrastructure. With that, they faced a lot of challenges. Now they realized we don't want to deal with these challenges. We need to focus on our business. Then somebody should manage our infrastructure. That's where companies are moving to cloud computing. From small scale companies to big MNCs also using cloud computing. So now companies are managing infrastructure through cloud computing. Companies are running their business by using cloud infrastructure. So companies need some people to set up their infrastructure for them in the cloud. So that's where DevOps engineers are going to do that work. So as a DevOps engineer, we are going to set up the infrastructure for the companies in the cloud. So that's why, so a DevOps engineer should know cloud platform. Okay, so nowadays we are responsible to set up the infrastructure in the cloud platform. As a DevOps engineer, that is our responsibility. So where we will set up the infrastructure nowadays? We will set up in the cloud. Who is providing? Cloud provider. By using AWS, you can set up the infrastructure. By using Azure, you can set up the infrastructure. By using GCP, you can set up. Some companies are using AWS, some companies are using Azure, some companies are using GCP. If you know all these three clouds, then you are called as multi-cloud engineer. You are called as multi-cloud engineer. So nowadays, some companies are asking multi-cloud engineers. You should know how to work with multiple cloud platforms. Okay, so first we will start with one cloud platform. Once you are comfortable with one cloud platform, then you can learn another cloud platform easily. First, you need to become perfect with one cloud platform. Then easily you can work with another cloud platform also. If you learn AWS properly, by spending 1 month or 45 days of time, Azure you can learn in 15 days of time. GCP you can learn in 15 days of time. If you learn Azure for 45 days, then AWS you can learn in 15 days of time. So learning first cloud platform is difficult. You need to spend the time. You need to do the practice. Once you are habituated with one cloud platform, then easily you can work with another cloud platform also. Okay, so first you should learn DevOps with one cloud platform like AWS. Once you are habituated with AWS and all, then you can learn another cloud platform also. Then you will become multi-cloud engineer. Nowadays, some companies are expecting DevOps engineers should know multiple cloud platforms also. We have given one offer in the Ashok IT. Morning at 8:30, we are conducting Azure Cloud for 1500 rupees. As an offer, we are giving Azure Cloud Bootcamp 3 weeks of time. Within 3 weeks of time, you can work with Azure Cloud also. Generally, Azure Cloud course is 8,000. Launching offer, we are giving for 1500. That is a bootcamp 3 weeks of time. So that Azure bootcamps will be available every month. Once you learn this AWS with DevOps with AWS, if required, then you can attend Azure bootcamp. Within 3 weeks, you can become perfect with the Azure cloud also, that too for 1500 rupees. Are you clear? In this course, I'm going to tell you how to work with AWS cloud and how to create the infrastructure in the AWS. Infrastructure means the resources required. How to take machines in the AWS for rent. How to take database from the AWS. How to set up storage in the AWS. How to do backup in the AWS. Okay. How to manage the security for our resources in the AWS. So those things we are going to learn. So infrastructure management, infrastructure setup is our responsibility. Okay, now how we are going to work with the infrastructure in the cloud platform? So we are going to learn AWS cloud in our course. Okay, so how we are going to use this AWS? What is this AWS? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. How to use this AWS cloud? What is this AWS? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Okay, so by using this AWS, you can take IT infrastructure for rent. Sir, should I go to Amazon company available in the Gachibowli to take the computers for rent? Not required. Everything is online. Whatever the resources are required, you can take those resources for rent by sitting in your home only. So to take the resources for rent from the AWS website is available. Okay, so I have created one account in the AWS. I logged in into my AWS account. So by using this AWS account, once you create the account in the AWS, once you log in into the account in the AWS, you can take IT infrastructure for rent. So AWS providing several services. Okay. So here compute servicing, compute category EC2, virtual servers in the cloud, machines. Whatever the machines you need, you can take those machines from the AWS by using EC2. And a database. I want a database for my project. So go here, RDS, Relational Database Service. By using RDS service, you can take database for rent. Okay. So similarly, whatever you want, whatever the storage you want for your project, S3, scalable storage in the cloud, unlimited storage you can take, backup will be provided by the AWS, security will be provided by the AWS, network will be provided by the AWS, machines will be provided by the AWS, database will be provided by the AWS.
So here I have one question. There will be VPS option is there, right? So that how I can able to go for
I will come to that
VPS
point.
service.
I will come to that point, sir. Give me some time.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the AWS cloud platform, a web application provided by the AWS people. So by using this AWS website, you can take the infrastructure for rent. So whatever machines you need, storage, security, database, backup, everything, whatever you need to run your business, whatever you need to run your project, everything you can take for rent by using this AWS cloud. Sir, you need to create an account in the AWS cloud platform, and the advantage with the AWS cloud when compared with Azure and GCP, AWS cloud platform giving some services for free for 1 year. So as a student, you can use AWS cloud platform. You can practice these AWS services for free of cost for 1 year. Once you create the account in the AWS cloud for 1 year, you no need to pay the bill. You can use the AWS cloud services for free of cost. Whereas if you go for Azure or GCP, they will give you only 1 month free trial, but AWS will give you 1 year free trial. So for 1 year, you can use your AWS account for free of cost without paying anything. You can practice this AWS cloud platform. You can practice your AWS cloud services. And by mistake, if you get the bill, when you will get the bill, if you use some paid services in the AWS, then bill will be generated, but you no need to pay the bill. So in the AWS, a beautiful option is available, guys. That is, they will not take amount from your card directly. There is no auto debit option in the AWS. Whenever you are creating account in the AWS, they will ask your credit card, debit card details. So they will take your credit card or debit card for the verification purpose. They will take 2 rupees from your card. Once your account is created, they will send 2 rupees back to your account. So for 1 month you used, you got 1000 rupees bill or 10,000 bill. You no need to pay. AWS will not take it. That is guaranteed. AWS will not deduct any amount from your card directly. If you want to pay, then you have to pay it. AWS will not take it. Okay. If you get the bill amount, you don't want to pay because you are a student, you are practicing, then you can talk to support center in the AWS. You can request them. I'm fresher. I'm learning AWS. I'm exploring AWS. Unfortunately, I used some paid services in the AWS. I got bill amount. Then AWS support team will make your bill as 0. You no need to pay that. But if you go for Azure or GCP, auto debit. If you got the bill, then automatically amount will be deducted from your cards. When you use Azure account or GCP account, it's mandatory. You have to pay the bill amount. Only 1 month trial will be available. But in the AWS, 1 year trial will be available, and auto debit option is not available in the AWS. If you get the bill, I will tell you how to make that bill amount as 0. Are you clear with my point? So in the AWS, there are 200 plus services available to run the software projects, but we don't use all the 200. So for a project, maximum people will use 10 to 15 services. 10 to 15 services are more than sufficient for us. Okay. So if in those services, some are free, some are paid. For free services, no need to worry. You can use at any point of time. Paid services, if you use, bill will generate. but no need to pay. You can talk to support team. They will make your bill amount as 0. In worst case, you can close your account. Then you can create a new account with a different mail ID. So that is possible. Okay. So now coming to AWS Cloud. So AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. This AWS people will provide you, the AWS people will provide you IT infrastructure for rent. Okay. So now you need to create the account in the AWS Cloud. I think all of you already created the account. If anybody not created the account in the AWS, I prepared one video also, account creation process in the AWS. Now I uploaded that video also in the YouTube. If this is within 2 minutes, within 2 minutes you can create the account in the AWS Cloud. So you just go to YouTube, you go to Ashok IT channel in the YouTube, go to Ashok IT channel in the YouTube, then go to our videos. You can go to the video section. In the videos, you can click on popular videos in our channel. When you click on popular videos, you can see the 7th video, that is AWS account setup in 2 minutes. So if you watch this video for 2 minutes, then you will understand how to create account in the AWS cloud. Everybody should have account in the AWS cloud, because so from Monday, we are going to learn the Linux, but I don't have a Linux machine. Then how I will teach you Linux? Am I going to purchase another computer? No. I will take one Linux machine for rent in the AWS. Then we will teach Linux for you. When you are practicing also, you take a Linux machine from the AWS for free of cost and you practice Linux. So to take a Linux machine for rent in the AWS, we need to have the account in the AWS. Sir, we are going to use Linux machine for rent now. Do I need to pay the money? 1 year free. That machine you can use free of cost for 1 year. So they will give you Linux machines for free of cost for your practice for 1 year. So like that, we are going to take several machines. We are going to take the database, storage, network, backup, security, whatever we need to learn DevOps course. All that infrastructure we are going to take from the AWS cloud based on pay as you go model. But we are using free tier account. You no need to pay anything. Happily you can use that AWS free account and you can learn the DevOps with AWS cloud. You no need to pay single rupee also for the AWS cloud to learn these concepts. By mistake, if you use any paid service, I will help you how to make your bill amount as 0. I will show you the process. I think I already prepared a video also how to submit a request to the support team to make our bill amount as 0. I will upload that video also in our channel so that you can go through that. Whenever you want, you can submit that request to the support team. Then your account bill will become 0. Okay, good.
Ashok, there can be a worst scenarios, na?
Sir, give me some time. I will give the option to ask your questions. Okay. At the end of the session, after all your doubts are clarified, then only I will leave the class.
Sure. Sure.
Good. So here, today we understood what is the meaning of infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? So what is the infrastructure required to run a software project, and how many ways we can set up that infrastructure? Infrastructure we can set up in 2 ways. One is called on-prem infrastructure. Another one is called cloud infrastructure. On-prem infrastructure means everything we need to manage on our own. So there are some challenges available when we are managing the infrastructure. So to overcome these challenges, now companies are going with cloud computing. So what is the meaning of cloud computing? The process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis is called as cloud computing. So why we are going for cloud computing? There are several advantages available. So you don't need to deal with all these power issue, network issue, storage issue, space issue and all. Everything online. You just create the account, you take for rent, you use it for your project. Whenever you don't want, you can return it. Whatever you use, you pay for that. That is called pay as you go model. So who are ready to provide IT infrastructure for rent? So many companies are available. So the companies who are giving infrastructure for rent, those companies are called as cloud providers. So who are famous cloud providers? These are the famous cloud providers. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Salesforce. These companies are giving infrastructure for rent. That means they are doing cloud computing business. Now, so here, how to use that AWS? I already told you, you no need to go to AWS company. Everything is available in the online. Whatever the resources are required for a software company, for software project, everything you can take from the AWS website. So in order to use that infrastructure for rent, you need to create the account in the AWS cloud, which is free of cost. But for that, they will ask your card details. Happily, you can provide. So once you create your account, then the 2 rupees they are taking from your card, they will send it back to you. And 1 year, free of cost, free tier account will be available in the AWS. You can use it for 1 year. So there are some services free of cost. There are some services paid. If you use paid services, bill will generate. So you no need to pay. You can make it as 0. In worst case, if you don't pay the bill amount, then they will deactivate your account. Nothing will happen. You can create another account by using different mail ID. But if you go for AZURE and GCP, 1 month free trial will be available. Auto debits will happen from your cards if you use their services. Now, sir, how AWS is providing services for these many companies? How the AWS is managing that infrastructure? AWS is managing the infrastructure in different locations. Those locations are called as data centers. So AWS having data centers like this. 104 data centers available for the AWS like this. 104 or 108. We need to check the recent count. Okay. So this is the outside look of the data center. This is the inside look of the data center. For our company, for our project, AWS giving servers, AWS giving database, storage, network, security. So AWS is maintaining infrastructure to do the business. So where the AWS maintaining that infrastructure, that is called data center. Worldwide, AWS having 100 plus data centers like this. So in these data centers, they are maintaining the infrastructure. In Hyderabad, 3 data centers available like this. In Mumbai, 3 data centers available like this. In the world, 100 plus. Last time when I have seen, so the count I have mentioned here, 105 data centers available for the AWS. Now recently we need to check whether that count is increased or not. Okay, so this is a building. This is a big building, big room where the AWS will maintain their servers. So from that building, AWS doing the business and it is giving the infrastructure for other companies on pay-as-you-go model. So AWS having a data center. So what is the meaning of data center? Data center nothing but server room. Earlier, every company will maintain a data center like this. But now they don't want to deal with this because maintaining the data center is not easy. Lot of investment, lot of challenges are available. That's why companies are coming out of the data centers. Companies are using the cloud infrastructure. Cloud provider will manage the data center. AWS managing the data centers like this. So from those data centers, AWS is giving infrastructure for rent. So they're doing cloud computing business by setting up these kind of data centers. In Hyderabad, they have 3 data centers. In Mumbai, in 3 data centers. Total in the India, 6 data centers available. So these kind of buildings, 6 buildings available in the India for the AWS to provide cloud infrastructure for our business. Okay, good. So with this, I hope you got the clarity. What is cloud computing and why we are going for the cloud computing? And as part of our course, we are going to learn AWS cloud. So with that AWS cloud, we will understand infrastructure setup. So whatever the infrastructure required for our project, we are going to set up that in the AWS cloud. So once you learn the AWS, Azure cloud also you can learn, but Azure is not part of our course. Our course is a DevOps with AWS. So if you want to learn Azure, separate course is available for that. All right, good. So I hope you got the clarity. What is infrastructure? What is on-prem infrastructure? And why we need to go for cloud infrastructure and what are the benefits available with the cloud infrastructure. So with this, our 5 free sessions got completed, guys. So with this, I'm stopping for today. And we have our next class on Monday. For the next class, new Zoom link will be available. For the next class, new Zoom link will be available. That new Zoom link you will access in our website. So today I have shown you how to access our website. Class notes, Zoom link, videos, everything you can access from our website. So I will share enrollment details today. You can complete the enrollment today or tomorrow by afternoon. Then you will get the access so that you can join the class on Monday from our website. From Monday, we are going to start with Linux. So in order to learn the DevOps, first thing that we need to learn is Linux. So how we will learn the Linux? So in the AWS, I will show you how to create a Linux machine. Then we will start practicing the Linux. Once Linux completed, then we will start with our DevOps. Are you guys clear with my point? Good. Thank you. Now it's time for doubts clarification.
Sir, like I am like with AWS and DevOps thing is okay, but with shell scripting, I'm a bit worried, sir. Like
I will teach
not
you
that
this.
good in programming actually.
No problem, sir. I'm going to teach you that shell scripting for you. You don't need to worry about that. Shell scripting is also part of our course.
Like, will it be very hard? Like, will it be like data structures and all? Like, will
No,
we
sir.
be-
No. If you spend 10 hours, then you can become very good in the shell scripting. 10 hours effort you need to spend. That's it.
I just want to know the standard of scripting. Like, will we be writing like scripts that are data structures level, or it will be the basic?
No, sir. Not the data structures and all. So whatever the Linux commands we are learning, those commands will keep in one file and we will execute. That is shell scripting. No data structures, nothing in the shell scripting.
Like, it's not going to be too complicated, right?
No.
Okay.